Child, shout out to Reaper doing the damn thing. Y'all are on it. I love y'all. I appreciate you. It looks like this is what they are speaking about with regard to whatever he was saying that Donald Trump did. Okay. Oh, child, hold on. I forgot to change it over to subscribers. My bad, because I was looking at my email. Trent, I sent the video to you if you're here. So I'm changing it over to subscribers. It's changed over. Let's hear what the hell happened. That was so Stephen A had to back that thing up.
Jasmine Crockett recently.
Jasmine Crockett. Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one because she shouldn't even be in the class. So I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson between her and Ilhan Omar and the group. You know, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back, and he didn't want her. He said, I don't want her. Okay, what else? Go ahead. Let's hear what Crockett said. Go ahead.
She compared ICE raids to slave patrol. I want to ask you.
To slave?
To slave patrol. I want to ask you if you think that there should be consequences for members of Congress who make these types of comparisons or use.
Yeah. Well, I think she's gone over the line, and I think a lot of the people. Look, the Democrats have become radical left lunatics. They have policies that nobody's going to buy. And, you know, I see what's going on in New York. We're going to have perhaps a communist mayor because it's split up. You know, if the people would get together and have one candidate, they'd have, I think, a pretty good chance. But it looks like maybe they're not going to do that. But we're going to end up with a communist mayor. It's not even believable, my beautiful New York. When I left New York to become president, it was a great place. But it was the beginning of bad things because we had de Blasio. Had just started as mayor, and I said, this guy's a real nut job. Went to Harvard to teach management. Can you believe it? He went to Harvard to teach city management along with the mayor of Chicago, who went to Harvard to teach. The two of them are teaching how to manage a city manage it into hell is what they do. But that was the beginning, and now we're going to go a step further. Now we're going with the communists. Can I be honest? I think it's the greatest thing to ever happen to the Republican Party. I really do. I think if a communist takes over New York City, I think that's a gift to the Republican Party. It's sad for New York, but it's a gift. And New York will recover because, you know, sometimes you need a shock like that to straighten you out. But it's politically, it's probably a very good thing.
What did I miss? What did I miss? Hold on.
Jasmine Crockett recently.
Jasmine Crockett. Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person.
She's a very low IQ person.
I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one because she shouldn't even be in the class. So
he's telling her that he's saying that she should have had to have passed an aptitude test.
I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person.
A low IQ person.
Who I can't even believe is a congressperson between her and Ilhan Omar.
Okay, so now he's going on over to the squad member, Ilhan Omar. Ain't she married to her brother or something? Allegedly.
And the group. You know, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back, and he didn't want her. He said, I don't want her.
So he suggested that they take Ilhan Omar back, and whoever the head of whatever country, I don't even remember that quit, said they didn't want Ilhan back. Okay.
Okay, what else? Go ahead. Let's hear what Crockett said. Go ahead.
That's probably disrespectful that he called her by her last name.
ICE raids to
ICE raids. Okay, ICE raids. This is what they're saying that Jasmine Crockett had to say about ICE raids, because, you know, as a black woman, her biggest deal, these Democrats, is what the fuck to do with people who entered the country illegally.
Slave patrol. I want to ask you.
To slave.
Because everything has to run back to white supremacy, discrimination, racism, and slavery. So the ICE raids are similar to slave control. So colors. This is what these Democrats are concerned with. Remember when they first came and y'all was upset because they put them in your neighborhood? Shout out to Sandra Faye in the chat. I see you, boo. Remember when they was all upset and they was getting all the benefits and the Democrats was giving them everything? They was trying to let them vote in other areas. They wanted them here because, you know, they let them cross the border, right? They let them come across, which, you know, I've already had the argument on let. We sat here and we watched, for those that have been here, we watched them come over. Funny how they know all the news and they knew when to get the fuck on over here and when to hurry up and get over here before Donald Trump became president, because we watched that too. And the most important thing to be concerned with Jasmine Crockett is to continue to talk about how ICE raids are like slavery and they're just trying to save them. So in other words, they don't give a shit about you colors, ebonies, blacks, whatever you want to be called today. I don't give a fuck. That's where her purpose lies. And the rest of those boule people, the elitists to themselves, because I don't give a fuck about none of them, right? They're concerned with that because they want to equate all that to slavery because that's what everyone is seeing. Now, remember, colors, let me rephrase, for the colors that may have less money than some others. They was putting them in your neighborhoods and you had an issue with it. Remember when they was out there and they was on the streets and they was opening schools that they didn't open for you. Remember they gave them in New York mopeds so that they could make money. They ain't had to pay no taxes. They was getting food stamps. They was getting everything, all them benefits that y'all couldn't get that y'all had to qualify for. Now, mind you, that's not an issue for me, praise the Lord, but it definitely was an issue for y'all. Y'all said you didn't want them in your neighborhoods because trust me, they ain't gonna go into Jasmine Crockett's neighborhood. They ain't going into Rowley's neighborhood. They ain't going in the Clown's neighborhood. They ain't going into Stephen A. Smith's neighborhood. And remember when they tried to make that daggone complex next to Steph Curry and he said, hell no, and the rest of his neighborhood, you ain't putting that shit around us. So is it really about color at the end of the day, or is it about status, the elitists and people who have money and people who don't? Because all those people was over here in y'all's neighborhoods and y'all was going to those meetings. Remember when we used to watch Big Tiff regularly? Well, then all of a sudden when we weren't watching her, we was watching go to those meetings talking about, we don't want them here. This is what they did. There is all this crime. They hanging outside. Remember when they're eating the dogs and the cat came from? Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, where they try to act like it wasn't a big deal. Then you saw all those people outside, illegals that came into that apartment complex and took over. I guess everybody forgot all about that, right? Now, I don't know if that complex was black people or not, but let's not act like black people don't get disproportionately affected. It should be a fucking song at this point with regard to so many things, but y'all can forget all that, right? Forget all that. Because Jazz Roll and the rest of those clowns said, this is like slavery. That's supposed to trigger something inside of you. And you're supposed to forget all that stuff that you went through, all that stuff that you felt. Y'all over here still trying to act like you're going to tell Brandon that this city is about to become Republican state and city. I believe it when I see it. Over there in damn Chicago, you got your daggone California, which basically is an extension of Mexico any daggone way. They doing everything in the world. Remember when they said that, no, y'all don't still have to pay rent. And they carried on. And then this one says they're going to take your daggone jobs, black jobs. Oh my God. You're all outraged and everything. Child, I wonder who's being disproportionately affected with regard to jobs. Remember the 300,000? Even though whenever any president comes in, allegedly, from what I understand, because I don't know for a fact, but from what I understand is that they furlough people. They do that. I don't know what the numbers are, but every president does that. But now because it's 300,000 black women, probably because you got in there, because you kind of forced your Biden, or you want him to think, he probably owed somebody a favor. You know, when he went down there in South Carolina, wherever he did, when he was losing and he went down there to the church and said, come on, I need the colors to come and vote for me. I need them colors to forget about the crime bill and to come vote for me. And it worked. And y'all went right out there and said, hey, boo, we gonna go and vote for you. You're the best. Oh my God. And then he came in here and then he wasn't there anymore. And then y'all thought you could just transition that on over to Cam and all she do is cackle and she ain't black. Even if she was black, it's not about being black. That's the other thing that just came to my head. They was trying to force her on everybody that is black because she's black. This shit with voting for somebody because they are the same fucking color is so ridiculous. And y'all will continue to do that. Y'all continue to do that. And just like he just said a second ago about that dude that's running in New York, go ahead and elect his ass. Go ahead and elect his ass. And we're going to sit here and we're going to watch everything that y'all enjoy from those decisions as well.
This is amazing.
This man didn't say nothing bad about this woman. And I know I got to finish letting it play for the second time. He didn't say nothing out of the ordinary for this woman. When she around here cussing all the damn time, she's the public official, not me. She's the one that's supposed to be standing for her county, her city, or whatever the fuck it is, not me. I can say what the fuck I want. She's supposed to have some sort of decorum. Then when someone talks about angry black woman, and then you point her out, you're going to say that's racist. I'm calling that shit. She an angry black woman. And so are them girls over there. So Stephen A., did you get an apology when Cindy Brady, the black version, said that you got a small D? And I still ain't hear nobody give us no description of what the fuck it looks like since she know what the hell his D look like. That's okay though. Sir, do you not see that? Do you not understand and see? But I know that you was pressured and you pussied out. That's the best way to fucking describe it, is that you bitched the fuck out all in the name of fucking D9, the elite, and the boule. Child, but these people who's supposed to be for us, ooh, yeah, if this is a fucking proof that these motherfuckers don't care about none of us that ain't in their circle and don't have the money that they do or is not in that political arena where they are, you're a fucking idiot. That's all this shit is about. They got his ass in line real quick. That he has to apologize to her, but that girl over there ain't got to apologize to him. Y'all can be mommy for the rest of your fucking life. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Ridiculous.
To slave control, I want to ask you if you think that there should be consequences for members of Congress who make these types of comparisons or use
Yeah.
this.
Well, I think she's gone over the line, and I think a lot of the people. Look, the Democrats have become radical left lunatics.
He's right about that. The radical left lunatics. And the colored portion of them, they're just as bad, if not worse, because they're fucking sitting there lying. They ain't telling no more the truth than Dr. fucking Umar is about opening that gosh darn school after fucking how many years now? Y'all still gonna believe in shit like that? Nobody said you had to fucking love Donald Trump. Fuck that motherfucker too. But the point is that you're not gonna sit up here and be in my face and lie in my fucking face and then, or child, I don't even know how one of them sayings go. Piss on me and tell me it's raining. And then I'm supposed to sit here and believe you. Like, what are we talking about right now? This is the most educated. This is the most educated. Anybody who don't think that those motherfuckers, meaning the boule people, ain't getting paid off of this, ain't getting money for this to deliver you colors to whatever candidate they want to be delivered to them for the win, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. I am so glad that I'm not on that type of time with these fucking people. Ain't no way. Because this is no different, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. We sat there and we watched that shit about the fraternity, the dude that was talking about what happens in the fraternity. Child, we already know what happens. And there are people who willingly go over there and say, you know what? I want you to beat my motherfucking ass real good. Torture me. Take me down. Make me do some of the most degrading things in the name of saying that you're my brother and you're my sister. Does that not sound like it's an issue? Does that sound like it makes fucking sense? It sounds a lot like, kind of like slavery to me. You know what's going to happen to you. You know how it works. And you willingly go, maybe it's not like slavery, but you willingly go into it just so that you can be a part of something. That sounds mental to me. You want to be a part of something so fucking bad that you're willing to put your physical self in danger, possibly, potentially, just so that you could put some fucking Greek letters on your fucking chest. Listen, that's not a slight to anybody that's in fraternities and sororities. I know plenty and a lot of people in them, okay? And enough of them can't think for themselves either. I said that. I meant that. They follow these people blindly, asking no questions whatsoever. What is the quickest way that people get into a fucking cult? They follow blindly behind someone, asking absolutely no fucking questions. I'm moving on. I don't care.
Physically. We do not care.